So we're gonna go to fourth place, coming in with 29 points. It had two second place votes from Vitamin J and the Mountain, and Max put it number 4. Josh put it number 7. How on earth this got on anybody's list? Thank you,
Oh no.
E3 and Miller, for having some sense because this show sucks. It is the most overrated show. It is SpongeBob SquarePants.
Wrong show.
Yeah, I was say wrong show. That's wrong show.
I had
Yeah,
Batman.
you kept pointing to Tati.
I can't read my list here.
He was pointing to Batman.
Yeah, I thought Batman the animated series.
First of all, I don't know where you're coming from. SpongeBob is the best Nickelodeon show of all time, and also not only that, if you put SpongeBob's music hits on that show onto a CD, it'd be one of the best selling CDs out there. He's not only can he do a cartoon, he can do music too. He's an all-star.
Yeah. I will agree with you. Music.
I almost put this number 1. I was so close, but I mean it's really one of the favorite shows. Easily, one of my most watched cartoon shows. I've probably seen that like the first few seasons. I've probably seen every episode, multiple times. You could probably quote it from heart now, and it's insanely memorable.
I'd say I essentially quote SpongeBob daily.
I'll say the first few seasons of SpongeBob are great. Then the creator left for a little bit after the SpongeBob movie, and the quality went drastically downhill.
Yeah, I'm primarily talking about seasons like 1 through 3.
Yeah,
Rest in peace, Steven Hillenburg.
The quality picked up again, but then he left again, and he unfortunately passed away. But yeah, when Hillenburg was at the show, it was great. When he left it, it was terrible.
And I'm going to Nickelodeon. I think it's disgraceful that y'all, because the creator Hillenburg never wanted a spinoff of SpongeBob, and right as he died, then they created spinoffs. I think that's disgusting.
Two spinoffs.
Because they know that's a cash cow, so they're going to.
I know why they did it. I just think it's in poor taste to wait till he's dead to finally do it.
I watched show.
And they didn't wait long. It's like right as he died, like, all right, let's.
Bro, once he got diagnosed, the second he got diagnosed, they probably had the draft plans written up.
Yeah.
But to me, the funniest SpongeBob episode is the cursing episode when they're doing the dolphin noise.
I have a hard time figuring out which episode's the funniest because they're all hilarious.
Oh, I do too, because they all suck. So.
I disagree with Phil. Like the first 3 seasons, very good quality. It's just that I just couldn't put on my top 10 just because the rest of it was not good quality.
Yeah, but it doesn't take. The Super Bowl episode was the only good.
First of all, it's the Bubble Bowl.
And honestly, the Super Bowl, they missed out on a great opportunity. Yeah, they could have definitely.
They started
it. Tease it, dude. How you gonna tease it?
Yeah, they teased it. They'll ever.
I'll never forgive you, Room 5 / Travis Scott. Never.
Never. You see, and he's had nothing but issues since then. Wonder why.
Was he engaged or married?
Delivered.
Kardashian of some sort, I think.
I'm sure.
Kylie Jenner.
I have no idea, yo. I know a lot more than I do.
I'll give my hot take for the pod. I'll use my hot take card.
Hot take.
All right. My favorite character in SpongeBob is Squidward, and the reason why I like Squidward is a bunch is because he hates everyone else in the show because the show is overrated.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
Squidward's the best character because everybody grows up thinking they're gonna be SpongeBob, but then they grow into be Squidward. That's why Squidward's most relatable.
I'm somewhat joking. But Squidward is my favorite character.
I'm not. It is an overrated show. It was not that. Like the accolades it's got. I will even say this. I remember when the show premiered. So for those of you older people, two young people, Nickelodeon, after the Nickelodeon Awards, to premiere a new show every single year after the Nickelodeon Awards. The year before, like Angry Beavers premiered, I think in 96, right after it. SpongeBob premiered, I believe, in 99. Yeah, it was 99, right after the Nickelodeon Awards. They'll always premiere a pilot episode, then they'll wait like a couple months, then give you the full season. Even when it premiered, I kind of was like, it's okay. It wasn't my favorite.
I won't go as hard as Phil. I do not
put it anywhere near. Honestly, Nickelodeon, even in Nickelodeon, and I was a huge Nickelodeon fan, I do not put it in top 15 of
Oh my god!
Bro, you telling me you didn't never want to eat one of those Krabby Patties, bro?
I know, right? I know, right? Them Krabby Patties look good.
No, definitely not top 10.
My dude said not even top 15.
Bro, I don't know if I can name you 15 cartoon shows from Nickelodeon, much less put
it was dumb.
It was so oh my god! A lot of the cartoon shows are
Eddie's dumb.
I won't go as
it's
hard
as
as Phil.
It's not a Nickelodeon show, but it's still a good show.
I won't go as hard as him. I can't really attach with the show exactly, but I can understand how others attach to it. Because I have empathy.
I connect with it.
I'm attached.
I don't get it. A Sponge who's an idiot, and then a Patrick who's even bigger idiot.
Hey, you okay over there, Max? You look like you're boiling.
You burrowing.
Nah, I feel you.
I would say SpongeBob may be the most meme-worthy show. Is it that or The Simpsons? They're like neck and neck from those
SpongeBob for sure.
This dude is not even top 15 Nickelodeon. I mean,
I'm not kidding.
I can't name you 15 Nickelodeon
shows I like better than that. This is not even joking.
Wow. I want you to rattle them off to me. Rattle them off.
Okay, all right, let's go. Last Airbender, Doug, Rugrats. I will also say, as told by Ginger, like I told you, Hey Arnold, Angry Beavers, All Real Monsters, Wild Thorn Berries. Do I need to keep going?
Yeah, keep going. I want to keep going.
Definitely got top better than it.
My dude said as told by
Jimmy Neutron. What thing? I'm like, I already said All Real Monsters. We also had Timmy Turner, Fairly Odd Parents was better. Rocko's Modern Life was better. Sorry, some of them I have to blank on and remember.
We're not to 15 yet. We're not to
Cousin Skeeter or something.
That's not a cartoon.
Rocket Power.
Rocket Power, definitely.
Rocket Power is elite.
Rocket Power is an unsung.
You didn't like Rocket Power?
I didn't like Rocket Power. I did not laugh. I did not like Rocket Power as a kid.
It brought me about action sports.
Okay.
All right. I learned so much from action
skateboarding. I wanted to do it all.
Y'all go on a little rant here.
I stopped listening to Phil when he said that's told by Ginger.
Even more controversial.
You black out after that, Jacob?
All grown up, even better.
Oh, wait, what did you say?
Little I think of that show, and I didn't really like All Grown Up, but it's even better. But that's how little I like SpongeBob. I will give you, it had, again, the Bubble Bowl, and that Friends song was pretty funny. Their music was actually pretty funny and pretty good. But otherwise, no, didn't like the show.
There's nothing in here.
No, we're moving on.
I understand where you're coming from.
Thank you. Not the hidden, but why I didn't like the show.
I remember when the commercial for the show came out, I knew I was going to really like the show, and we watched the premiere live. That just tells you how old we are. And it's been ever since. Loved it.
Wow, even then you were making bad decisions. Even then.
Oh my god.
All right. So we're going to go to our number 3 show that surpassed it by 10 points. It is very much a classic for us, as this is huge in our world. It actually was mentioned by the stars of a movie that are stars that are playing these characters in a movie about their first times they ever saw this individual character. It comes in, Max put it number 2. Vitamin J put it number 3. I put it number 4, along with Catan. Josh put it number 8. And Hunter put it number 6. Batman, the animated series.
Sir, show that off. Show that thing off.
Mark Hamill, bro.
Yeah, buddy.
I know, right? That is the best Joker laugh of all time.
I'm not even gonna try to imitate it. That's how.
So have you seen him do it like live? Like, have you seen a video of him doing it in person?
Yeah.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
It's like he has to like get it. He has to stand up and like get it really into it, and he looks insane.
Now I would say a lot of people say he should do a live action Joker, but the voice and laugh is best made.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
It's for cartoon.
Yeah.
And guys, the way they managed to rebrand some of these villains, like Mr. Freeze, no one cared about him to this show.
Oh. Well, you could also argue it made the Riddler more serious because in the '60s, it was obviously campy.
They were Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Yeah, Mr. Freeze did a great job of making him a sympathetic villain. I mean, his wife is frozen with a sickness, and he wants to cure it, so he'll do anything to cure it. And obviously, he has an accident where he's Mr. Freeze, and you understand his motivations. He's not just bad for the sake of being bad.
Yeah. And you cannot relate to the villains.
And they also created one of his most iconic villains now, Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they even did a good job with like lesser villains like Clayface and Firefly. They did. I thought they did a good job with them too.
Scarecrow, I like how they did.
Scarecrow, yeah.
Yeah.
Scarecrow's one of the only ones in the reanimation that I thought that was a.
But each time he was on the show, they changed his appearance.
I hated the changed appearance for the Joker where they got rid of his lips and stuff.
When it became the new Adventures of Batman and Robin, the quality went down.
It was so dumb, and they did it because it was cheaper to draw them that way. But it definitely degraded the quality. Every character from the Batman series in the reanimation looked worse, and it just makes them.
Like in the animated series, there's very few bad episodes. There's I'll say probably 5 or 6 are just downright terrible. The rest are watchable to great.
Yeah, the animation style, and one thing I like in particular is like the intro cards to each episode.
Yeah,
if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I thought each one is so unique, and I don't know. I just like the way it looks. Yeah, I think it's unique.
They also did something I don't think any other show's ever done before. Instead of drawing on white paper, they drew on black paper.
It probably saved a lot of money that way too.
It helped give that dark, gritty feel they wanted.
To portray Gotham.
Yeah,
and made one great animated movie based off the series and Mask of the Phantasm.
The GOAT Batman animated movie. GOAT.
Sub-Zero's pretty good.
That's true. That's based off the series too.
Yeah.
There's so many crossovers, you just can't name which one.
Well, I also like how they introduce these characters, like introducing Robin through both times with Dick Grayson, his episode. The episode where they introduced Batgirl was pretty cool. Then, everybody's favorite, Nightwing, when he came in, was also, kind of seeing that storyline. And even the second Robin, when they used Tim Drake, was the second Robin. Yeah. I thought even, the side characters and Jim Gordon, all of it was oh, my God, it was well done.
Yeah, I usually don't like Robin at all, but in this show, I thought he's well done, and I actually liked him.
True.
For the most part.
I was saying, even though this is classified as a kid show, I felt more mature watching as a kid. You got these deep storylines. You got these guys shooting actual guns at Batman.
Yeah, there's some stuff I don't think they could do now, just because they would be against showing guns and stuff like that. It'd be like in freaking Yu-Gi-Oh, where you see them pointing. It's okay, they have a gun, but they censored the gun.
Let's go, Kaiba. On your feet. Mr. Pegasus would like to have a few words with you. Pegasus! Whoa!
You truly are a stubborn one, aren't you?
Can it? You ain't talking your way out of this one. Now hand over that prize money or else.
Well, even in the 90s, they were kind of like that. Depending on the studio, like Fox for Spider-Man. Spider-Man wasn't even allowed to do punches and stuff.
Yeah.
Punches.
True. So
I never noticed until someone pointed that out. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's true.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The 80s and 90s had some weird censorship because even in the first or second Ninja Turtles movie, the live action one, allowed to use their weapons. And it made no sense because they were trapped in a net and Raphael couldn't use his weapon to get out the net because parents complained or something. I think it was the second one, but because parents complained, I'm like, okay, whatever. But a lot of weird censorship around that time.
But this Batman show didn't have that problem, in my opinion.
No, Batman punched people, so he
laid it down.
Towards the end, WB told the writers that Robin has to be in every episode because the kids like Robin, is what they said.
That was a lie.
My thing with the Batman animated series was that it kind of made up for the Batman live action that they tried to do during the same time period. Who was it? I can't think of the George Clooney's Batman. Yeah,
Batman and Robin.
Bat nipples. But the show, it took so many great pieces. Some, like you said, Max, some unknown villains. Well, not unknown, but not very well known, Firefly, and they did a great job molding them into great characters. Penguin, like you said, Mr. Freeze, his backstory going into he's kind of a relatable villain, he's like you said, he's not just doing it to do it. He's got a reason trying. Yeah. I can't remember if it wasn't cancer. It was like some like named after Gregory's disease or something.
Yeah, I think it was a fictional disease they gave her or something. But I said every villain they elevated.
Yeah, even Two-Face seeing him as Harvey Dent at first, and then transformation. Yeah, I think. Oh my gosh, shows. Oh man, I think even
like Scarface.
Yeah, I think it did a great job of really getting like kids like us into the comic, because I didn't read comic books at first. I saw this show, Spider-Man, Superman, X-Men, and that's what got me into comic books. Like for our generation, I feel what got us into comic books was the TV shows. Not, like now, it's like people see their movies. This was our thing.
I remember as kids, we played the video game they had for, what was it, Sega or the Nintendo?
I'm not sure which, but the game.
Also, Game Boy Color had one, and Game Boy. Oh, and what a Game Boy is! It was this handheld device made by Nintendo.
The screen was that big, and the first one didn't have a light in it. You had to buy it.
Yep. And guys, there was no plug-in to charge it. You had to get batteries. You had to get AA batteries. And it drained it quickly.
Yep.
I can't wait to show my kids how easy they have it compared to what we
touch screens. Jeez.
This is a side note to the present, but I've seen a little bit of the like newer Harley Quinn show. It's actually pretty good. I like it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I think because that one wasn't originally made for cable. And I think that's what helped that show too.
HBO.
Yeah. So
True.
And so, but really good show, amazing, fun show. And actually, this is one of the shows that. So somebody like got upset with me, and clearly they're not as big a comic book fan as I am, but because I said I liked DC better than Marvel, but I was talking about. I said Marvel has better live action movies, right? But DC, I felt, kills them in comics and TV, like cartoon.
Yeah.
DC is far superior. Yeah, and they're like, you like it? I was like, yeah, because if you look at like comics and cartoons, like it's far superior to my opinion. It's not close. Yeah. So. Oh
yeah. Just to bounce off of that, off of almost all of the most recent DC animated films have been on point.
Yeah.
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke, for instance, amazing. The Long Night, or is it Long Night or the Long Halloween? Long Halloween, that's it. Amazing. Part 1, Part 2, yeah.
Talking about Gaslight was good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, even the Batman Ninja Turtles movie I enjoyed.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Under the Red Hood was good.
Yeah,
one of my favorite.
Yep.
All the stuff with Damian even was pretty good.
Damian's such a brat. He's a brat,
but I think it works with.
I know it works.
I hate. Yeah. Father. All right. I think the show. Yeah, the show's on HBO Max. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. Yeah, go. We're gonna go to number 2. It is the only one that was voted on by every single person, coming in with 46 points.
Oh, no.
It had 3 people: D3, Max, and the Mountain put it number 1. Catan put it number 10. I put it number 8. Josh put it number 6, and Vitamin J put it number 4. It is an older show back from the 50s or 40s.
Well,
40s.
30s through 60s is when the short
30s through 60s. One of Warner Brothers' major, probably most popular people. You know him. He starred in movies with Michael Jordan and LeBron James. But this is the start of their popularity. It was Looney Tunes.
I mean, just think about how many iconic characters have come from that one show.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Donald Duck. I mean, I can go on. Yosemite Sam.
I mean, quotes you can
Foghorn Leghorn. I mean, good lord, dude.
And each one's so unique.
Yeah.
And impressively by the same person.
Elmer Fudd, don't forget.
Elmer Fudd's one of the few characters Mel Blanc did not voice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up, of course, I love Space Jam. But my aunt actually ended up working at Disney for a summer. She did an internship, and she came back with a whole bunch of Disney merch. And I know Bugs Bunny is Warner Brothers, but I think she just ended up getting this as well. She got this big frame picture. It was Bugs Bunny and Tasmanian Devil, and like they were wearing like a jersey, but it was like crisscross, because I was like big back then. Yeah, that was my favorite thing. Like, I had it framed up in my room as a kid. And Tasmania was my favorite because he didn't really talk. Yeah, and I felt like if I chose Bugs, that I would just be like basic, like he's a great character, he's iconic, but yeah, so
Daffy was my favorite.
fucking ass.
Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season.
There was a time when Bugs Bunny was actually more popular than Mickey Mouse. Not anywhere close now, but there was a time.
I was like, guys, yes, we know they made some racist cartoons in the past.
For sure.
Every company that time did.
Every company did.
Obviously, Obviously, those aren't the episodes I'm talking about.
Yeah, we don't condone that.
They don't show those. They show us the ones that still stand the test of time, and I mean, they're still the best animation by far.
One of the best episodes to me is Duck Amuck, if you know what that one is. It's when Bugs Bunny is drawing the Daffy Duck and what's happening to him.
Yeah.
Do you think they can get away with Bugs Bunny cross-dressing like he did back then? Do you think they get away with it now?
I think he does that in the new ones. I don't think he does
without being canceled. You mean cancel culture?
Actually, he's a big icon. A lot of people in the LGBTQ community do like Bugs Bunny.
Who doesn't like Bugs Bunny?
Where Bugs, the orchestra episode, Bugs when he's the conductor.
Oh yeah. Right there.
Oh yeah.
One of my favorites for sure is when he's in the opera and he's being chased by Elmer Fudd the whole time.
Oh, that's on What's Opera, Doc.
Yeah, that one's so good.
So many good ones.
I always really surprisingly my favorite character, Porky Pig. Really, it started because he did That's All, folks.
Phil, he was one of the first major ones. I think he's the very first big time star they had, and Daffy then Bugs.
Kind of like Josh, I didn't want to be a basic kid and have Bugs Bunny be my favorite, so I picked Marvin the Martian as a kid.
So funny.
I will say I love the Baby Tunes.
Baby Looney Tunes, I did like Baby Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I watched that as a kid.
They were cute.
Sylvester and Twitty Mysteries. Did you watch Sylvester and Twitty Mysteries? Those were good.
Yeah.
Hold up. Did you guys also like Tiny Toons? I used to like Tiny.
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
We're tiny. We're toony. We're all a little loony.
I'm also surprised they haven't you don't really hear about Tiny Toons much. I'm surprised they haven't brought it back.
They're bringing it back.
They are? Alright, good.
That was
the new Looney Tunes shorts they're making on HBO. They're good. They're nowhere close to the classics, but for a
manga, have a gun.
Manga, that's just good.
I thought they took away all weapons.
That's what I thought.
They still make them good. They still do a good job.
How's Elmer Fudd supposed to be a hunter with no gun?
He has a scythe. He
now uses other gadgets to try to hurt bugs, like a shovel.
Maybe he's a vegan now, Max. Maybe.
He's a hunter.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't forget about the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner.
Roadrunner.
That he could never get and he always fail.
It's so funny because Chuck Jones, the guy who came up with the idea, he just did it to make fun of Tom and Jerry. He thought it was very easy to do that, so he's like, I'm just gonna make my own.
I loved how in Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner episode, the introduction was a different scientific name for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Roadrunners, whatever, but each one was different. It was always the same. So funny little inside jokes that they do.
I mean, felt bad for the coyote. He never got the Roadrunner, except for one time when the Roadrunner was like 80 feet tall.
So didn't he get him one time and he held up a sign? He's like, now what do I do?
Yeah, that's when the Roadrunner was like 80 feet tall. It's like, now what you want me to do?
A side note too, I have to say the Looney Tunes show that came out in 2011 through 15, that one was really, really good. It's not like the classic, it's more like modernized, but
more of a sitcom type show.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more like a sitcom, exactly, but it's really good too. You see a lot of clips on them on YouTube, so
it's better than when they try to make them superheroes in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Lunatics Unleashed, something like that.
Yeah, so bad.
And like I said, I always did like the like Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd shorts when they always try to say duck season, rabbit season.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's duck season now. Shoot the duck. I hate you.
I think Hank Azaria said one of those shorts. I think it was Rabbit Fire. Hank Azaria said that was the most impressive voice acting he ever seen. Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck were imitating each other, but he did it so well. Like Hank Azaria said, he tried it with all his characters. He can not do it.
You talking about he was in
like
or Blank?
Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc did Daffy Duck imitating Bugs Bunny, but still kept Daffy Duck's personality.
It's like try doing a voice, but doing that character doing another voice. That'd be hard.
Oh my, that's
a great documentary that talks about that. If you've never seen I Know That Voice, that's a very good documentary. If you want to watch behind the scenes of what it takes to do voice animation, that's really good. And they talk about that sort of thing. It's like, oh, well, you can, because a lot of people can do the imitation of Daffy Duck, let's say. It's like, oh, well, can you do Daffy Duck doing an impersonation of this? Can you do Daffy Duck getting a snow stub? You know? So it's good.
I'm saying, for y'all who don't know Hank Azaria, he's a legendary voice actor, does a lot of voices on The Simpsons.
Oh, and another great story about Mel Blanc is that he got in a car crash, and the story goes that how they got him out of a coma was they talked to him and his they asked him, Bugs, are you okay? And then they got him out there by using the cartoon characters to bring him back out of a coma.
For those who say that's far-fetched, I think it's been confirmed by multiple.
I think it's not even a legend. I think it's been confirmed by multiple.
Mel Blanc says it's true. A lot of people said it's true, so I tend to more believe it.
I mean, he did the character for so long. He did so many. They're probably in his subconscious mind.
Maybe everybody is lying.
How did y'all feel about the live action movie they tried to do? I think it was with Brendan Fraser. I think.
Yeah. Look, even with Space Jam, everybody's trying to do be as good as Roger Rabbit. You're never going to top that.
Yeah.
I don't like live action and cartoon mix. It usually doesn't work.
I don't like it now. Space Jam was good, but it's kind of gone downhill since then. Looney Tunes Back in Action wasn't great.
I like the video game they made for that movie. But
don't even get me started on the most recent Tom and Jerry. That was utter trash.
I didn't see it thanks to your recommendation.
Pass.
Hard pass.
Mel Blanc on his tombstone it says, "That's all, folks."
That's
right.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good show. If you haven't seen it, show you. Man, the reminiscing. Every Saturday, I'd watch Saturday. Every Saturday, I think it was 2:00. Always watch Legion.
They also had in the month of June, Cartoon Network used to do June Bugs, and they're like all Looney Tunes cartoons for the whole month.
If anyone tries to go at us saying these are shorts, not a cartoon show, ever since we've been kids, it's always been an hour-long block of pure Looney Tunes.
It's a cartoon. Let's be real. Yeah. I can't wait to show. I'm going to show my son here Looney Tunes soon. He knows the characters, but he hasn't really seen the old stuff. So I'm going to show him that soon to let him know what he's missing out on.
I tried with my son. He wasn't interested yet, but he will.
I do have to say, as I got older, Foghorn Leghorn.
He's so funny.
I didn't get
it. Because you don't get a lot of what he's saying when you're little, but now you're not like...
I'll say.
I do declare.
He'll slap me. He's like, I'm talking to you.
So we're going to go with some honorable mentions. First one we're going to talk about, it was voted on number 9 by myself and Bobby. It's coming from a network we haven't really talked about, I think, at all. It hasn't been in, and it comes from Disney. It is about some creatures from 1,000 years ago. You often see them now in stones. It is gargoyles.
I mean, to me, this was Disney's equivalent to Batman the Animated Series. Obviously not as good, but it's still a phenomenal show. I mean, it's probably Disney's top 3 shows Disney's made.
Yeah, it's one of their better ones. I'll agree with that.
And may I say, Keith David as Goliath, perfect casting.
Oh yeah, even like the intro when he's speaking 1,000 years ago. Oh man, season 3 wasn't as good as season 1 and 2.
In fact, they even changed the name of it too. So
yeah, they changed it to the Goliath Chronicles. But when I watched it on the replays on Disney, they always just say gargoyles. But again, this was another one. The animators, the original creators left. They did change the animation as well. They were trying to go with something different. Season 2 was definitely the best. It is on Disney Plus, by the way. And it has a lot of cool lore because it does a lot with Shakespeare. It does A Midnight Summer's Dream. This is the first time I saw the original Macbeth. There's a King Arthur stuff. It's just everything. Plus, also the character of David Xanatos is actually a very deep character, and kind of somebody did this whole thing of how deep Gargoyles is, and even what it was supposed to say on the documentary.
You couldn't really miss. Well, yeah, that too. But that's one. A lot of it dealt with like it was multiple part episodes, so you couldn't really miss one. You had to really watch them. Otherwise, you would
attention.
Yeah.
Like I said, first 2 seasons really great. Just ignore that 3rd season like it never happened.
But it did though.
Not in my head canon.
Yeah. Also, I think it was one of the first. It was a big one for, I think, diversity, especially with a lot of the human characters being usually where most of them would like. Elisa Maza was half. She half black.
It was Hispanic and I think
and I forgot where her mom was African. Forgot where.
I'll let you know.
They search it in the 2nd season. David Xanatos also, and really kind of pushing. There's like a lot more of a diverse cast, and it's what goes in the episode about really talking about all the characters.
Okay, so her race, her race has changed throughout the series. First, she was African American and Latina. Then they changed it to African American and Native American.
Okay, it's probably awesome. But yeah, it was a really good show. Very like strong points with everything.
It's one of the more mature Disney shows.
Oh yeah, definitely was. Because most of it pretty much takes place during nighttime. We'll talk about Katan's number 2, Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Good show.
I really like this show. I obviously like the Batman 90s show as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure there's times where I mixed the two together because the animation is so similar back then. But the Spider-Man show I really liked. Seeing Venom's uprising, Carnage. Like these are just a bunch of characters that I really got introduced to, similar to Batman as well. It was really well done. Spider-Man's still my favorite superhero. And so seeing him, like, I remember when I was younger, like, because of just how much I love the show, like, I would imagine myself, like, web spinning and, like, flying through the city, like, going to school with my web and stuff like that. Peter Parker, whoever was the actor for him, did a really good job. I remember the story being really interesting, learning about, like, the backstories of the villains and stuff like that. And it's just, like, a staple, like, if you went into my memory banks in my head, like, you would see, like, me as a kid, like, remembering that show, and so it really meant a lot to me.
I think you hit it on the nose there, Ian. I like Spider-Man the animated series as well. I think was it Fox that did the animation on that?
Fox Kids, I think.
Yeah, Fox. So there was a lot of iconic moments. They really went in depth with the character, more that we have seen since like the comics, with Madam Web, and then of course all the symbiote stories. Yeah, I think that the animation style was pretty good for it being in the 90s. For me, I felt like it kind of mirrored the X-Men animated series.
Yeah.
More than Batman.
I would say, like,
they had the crossover, right?
Did they?
Yeah, they do.
I think so.
Yeah, they do.
I'll say for Spider-Man, it's one of the shows. I said the first season, like each one was like a part of a series of episodes. So if you saw one in the middle, you probably missed some details.
Yeah.
And what a great '90s theme song! You won't hear a theme song like that now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in 90s, they only say Spider-Man in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it also did a great job developing some of the villains, like Dr. Connors. They had a story arc to get him to be the Lizard. Story arc to get Eddie Brock. What's the vampire's name again?
Michael
Morbius. Yeah, they had storyline to get Morbius because there's like a college student with him, I think. But they had good story arcs. They weren't just a villain automatically. Kind of showed you how they got there too.
Felicia Hardy. Oh,
yeah.
How they got the Black Cat.
Can we talk about the video games that were associated with that show?
The first two for like the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was when it was real popular.
How frightening was it when you have Carnage / Doc Ock at the end chasing after you?
Terrifying, man.
It doesn't end. It takes forever to beat that part.
I will say
no checkpoints, no auto saves.
All their crossovers, great job with like Daredevil, Blade was in it. Doctor Strange was in it. An episode, like all the crossovers were like they were all well done. Very. Yeah, even the end when they did the multiverse of Spider-Man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Something funny about the show too was how it didn't have Green Goblin but it had Hobgoblin, and I forget there was some weird, strange reason for that, but it was still cool seeing Hobgoblin.
I think
he's voiced by Mark Hamill.
Yeah, he is.
Goblin for a little bit, but they didn't do it for long.
I think the reason because they didn't want 2 Goblin characters.
Yeah.
Didn't they do? They did Green Goblin, I swear.
I thought they did. I thought Green Goblin and Hobgoblin had a.
I think they did it, but they didn't bring them back afterwards.
Yeah. They didn't do them for long, but they did them for a little bit. But yeah, it was mostly Hobgoblin.
Well, because of that show, for the longest time, I was like, I like Hobgoblin more than Green Goblin. Where's Hobgoblin?
Yeah.
Same.
Also, it wasn't until later that I found this out because that show. I didn't know Wilson Fisk was a Daredevil bad guy over Spider-Man because he was one of the main antagonists in Spider-Man. Yeah. They had Wilson. Granted, he crossed over to both, but he's more of a Daredevil. I didn't know that till like later on. I was like, oh, because I kept wondering in the movies, where's Wilson Fisk? We'll just hit one more, kind of going on with the DC dynamic. Justice League, the original one. Even Ultimate was still good.
Because they're all really good. And I was like, just for that
Ultimate Limited.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they picked the best version of Green Lantern for that one. With Stewart.
You're right. John Stewart, incomparable.
What? You're not a Guy Gardner fan?
Heck, I don't even know who
this
that
guy.
I think that was the third Green Lantern.
I only know 2.
I do love that they introduced Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah.
Get the time on TV that he deserves.
We get a lot of different characters. You even get characters later on like Dr. Fate and so you don't really know.
Yeah. Green Arrow, Stargirl's like the Stargirl for if you go to Unlimited. Also if you watch the DC Justice League, the first TV series, each one was like a 4-episode arc. It wasn't just like a one-off. Each episode had like a little bit of. So I remember having to wait till the next week to see the rest of it play out. So that was a fun show.
And it'd be the longest week of your life too. Just waiting.
I
can't wait to see who wins.
I know, right?
Now Dragon Ball Z had me like that. I was waiting for.
Right.
Like,
on the next episode.
Thank God that was like each day. Because,
that was each day.
I mean, you were waiting on. I mean, literally, how long did that Spirit Bomb take again?
We'll talk about when we talk about anime, I'm sure. But that Spirit Bomb took like 5 episodes.
Now, Phil, back to Justice. I do think Justice did a great job getting other villains time to shine because Joker was hardly in it. Lex Luthor, he did play a part, but like Gorilla Grodd, you got the caveman. What's his name?
Talking about Solomon Grundy?
No, the caveman who lived for 3,000 years.
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, do you want? They did stuff with. Yeah, right. Vandal Savage was in it. They did do Grundy had an episode. Yeah, they really did expand on it, which I did give them credit for. Because Joker was hardly in it. Joker.
What's Joker gonna do against the Justice
League? Even him teaming up. And even the Legion of Doom doing that, very cool. Very good. So we're going to go on to our number one. It's one you haven't heard yet.
Before you hit number one, can I just ask, how do you guys leave off, these other cartoons? How do these other cartoons not even make the list, bro? Family Guy, Rick and Morty. What's wrong with y'all, bro?
Well, Josh, because Family Guy is trash. They had
first of all, no, it's not.
Wow.
I haven't seen Rick and Morty.
I never watched it. Family Guy peaked early.
Man.
Family Guy peaked at season 2.
Man.
Look, Josh, if I want to watch bad comedy, I'll watch season 4 to whatever season they're on now.
Family Guy's good. It just
what about South Park, Pokemon,
Yu-Gi-Oh? South Park, I was on the fence. I was like, is that a cartoon? You know what I'm saying? Because it's cardboard. I didn't know.
Yeah, well, South Park.
All right. I was just curious.
Because Josh, we all obviously view other shows better.
Pokemon will likely be on the anime one, just so you know.
Yeah, Pokemon's more of an anime.
Bruh. Okay.
We love Pokemon here.
Josh is like, I'm done.
You're gonna call Pokemon.
So maybe that will be talked about then.
I will say I was surprised Samurai Jack wasn't up because I know at least Bobby likes
It's on my
Samurai a
list.
lot.
Okay.
I mean, it's not on my list, but you know,
it's really good
It's
show. The remake.
Alright.
If you guys haven't seen the new season of Samurai Jack, it's super good. It's a lot more darker because they know the audience matured as well. It's so good.
Phil, give us number one. We all know what it is, though.
Okay, this one came in with 48 points. Only one person didn't vote for it. Don't know how you didn't vote for this one. Once again, it's the same guy, Mr. Top Critic over there. Coming in, 48 points, voted number one by both Josh and Catan, number two by myself, number three by D3, number four by The Mountain, and number seven by Max. It is The Simpsons, the longest running television cartoon show out there. I believe.
Well, I think what's crazy about this is that this was deemed inappropriate for children back then, and like if you watch it, even the older stuff, you watch it now, and like this is like everyday stuff. This is like not inappropriate at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy what was considered in poor taste and what's now just like, okay, South Park came along and was like, do you think that's in poor taste? We'll show you poor taste.
I will say, as I said, Family Guy peaked at season 2. Simpsons had about 10 to 12 good seasons, and then it went downhill. At least they had about
only
10 to 12
12
seasons.
Only. Because I think it was Matt Groening. He left. He left after that point, I'm pretty sure.
He's still attached to it, but at that point, I think he was focusing more on Futurama and all that.
Yeah.
And I think Conan left. He was one of the writers. They lost a lot of writing talent.
Look, when you're on since 80, I forget, 89 or whatever year it was, I mean,
89.
Look, it's done. That's why there's a meme now. Whenever anything happens in life, Simpsons did it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
they've done everything.
Originally, Bart Simpson was supposed to be the main character. Then it shifted to Homer being the main character.
Yeah.
Which well done. And also, there was this thing used to be done behind the actors. I remember I was seeing them all, and he had a part where they all like played their people. It was kind of funny, and all their running gags, such as like Bart calling Mo all the time with the prank phone calls. That's actually still pretty fun.
And like, if you were to collect all the clips of the Bang stuff they show on TV, it actually does make a movie. Very short one, but it does have the whole movie plot.
Yeah, The Simpsons really is. It's like other TV shows exist, but Simpsons is like a Goliath, and like every single like freaking famous actor or actress or whoever wants to be on the show because you have so many cameos, so many guest stars. It's really everyone wants to be kind of on the show. It's
one
crazy.
Of my favorite episodes is not on Disney Plus. It's the one with Michael Jackson in it.
Really? That's not on?
It's not on Disney Plus. They decided not to put it
Why?
on there. Yeah,
Probably because like the thing with.
Well, he's not playing Michael Jackson. He's voicing a mentally ill patient, right?
Yeah, but he's still attached to the episode called Michael Jackson.
Whatever. Man,
I do like the
censorship stuff drives me nuts.
Happy birthday to Lisa. It's so catchy. It's so catchy how they sing happy birthday. But yeah, this like during the first 10 years, each guest star did a great job. Like Dustin Hoffman as a substitute teacher.
I love all the original, like the first however many seasons of Treehouse of Horror.
Oh yeah.
They have a Hollywood staple. Treehouse of Horror. I watch them every Halloween, at least the first like 7, 8 of them.
Yeah, I had Simpsons at number one for obvious reasons. It's just been running for however many years. What, 89?
Longer than
over 30 years. Over 30.
And for that is quite impressive. That's historic, actually.
Yeah.
There's been no other show that's come close to that kind of longevity, as far as like adult. Well, yeah, I just think like every episode, even though like some of them they kind of like, they kind of get repetitive. There's always something new to laugh at, always. And then of course Treehouse of Horrors is iconic. Every Halloween, it's coming on. You gotta watch it. But yeah, for obvious reasons, it was at my number one.
Yeah, and Simpsons know when to be funny, and like some of the earlier episodes, they knew how to put some emotions in their episodes. Like the one where they just discuss why there's no photos of Maggie at the house. It's a very touching episode. Mr.
Yeah.
Burns gives him a sign that you're stuck here forever.
Oh yeah, that
Someone
one's
puts
good.
pictures of Maggie up saying do it for her.
Yeah, that one was good. That was right here, man.
Who shot Mr. Burns? That was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's funny? Someone pointed this out recently. Like, if you look at that scene where Mr. Burns asks who has the guts to kill him, the only person looking at Mr. Burns is Maggie.
Foreshadowing.
Oh yeah. Very very well done. Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. I was about to say.
Getting old does that to you.
You know, I was about to say something I felt was a little profound, but
Perfect voice casting.
hmm
It's a
I
perfect
love
voice
that.
casting.
I love that Dan Castellaneta came up with a doe because I think in the script it says something like grunt or something like that,
exaggerated grunt or something.
and then he's like, what the hell is an exaggerated grunt? So he just came. He's like, duh. I was like, okay.
They took it from some movie that had like a very long version of it, and he just shortened it.
So you know how earlier we were talking about SpongeBob. When I was a kid, there was 3 foods that I always wanted to try that obviously you can't never try. One's the Krabby Patty from SpongeBob, the donut from Simpsons, and the last one was a cheese pizza from the Goofy movie because it was just freaking cheesy.
Now, as an adult, any kid listening to this, do not disregard. But as an adult, I would like a Duff beer.
Only if you're of age. If you're underage, no duff for you.
Remember when they switched 7-Elevens to Quickie Mart to promote the movie? I wish I went to Quickie Mart. I wish to see what I know it was things, but still, it's the idea. Oh, that's what. It wasn't actually that profound, but I think what I liked most about Simpsons. Why one of the reasons I really liked over Family Guy is I felt Family Guy, like when it starts its episode, it goes from here to here, but it's kind of like random how it gets there. It'll do a lot of random mess that it'll be funny sometimes, but it'll kind of go. Where Simpsons, it'll start here and then get here, but like the whole storyline, like arcs, like Grandpa becoming a matador, start off that episode's originally because Springfield's trying to get an NFL team, and they'll do stuff like, just do stuff like that. Or when they did mixed doubles, the reason for that episode was they built a tennis court actually because Homer was trying to build a mud wrestling pit or something like that. It starts off here but gets here, but it's like you're like, wait, how'd you get here? But it connects the whole story every time.
Yeah, I'll say like my favorite thing in like games or like shows is the world building. And The Simpsons, it supposedly is supposed to be like kind of like a silly show, but there's so much world building that they do. Really, like the storytelling's really well done. They don't overdo characters. There's so many characters that people know. The world building is there. The quality is there. And so you really feel like, yeah, it's a cheesy show, but there's so much more to it than what it looks like on the outskirts.
And it was a great choice to make most of the characters yellow because they said that if you're flipping through those channels, that will definitely stick out to you.
Yeah, true.
Are we going to talk about how many times Matt Bryan's gone to the future? Like, trying to find out.
Predicted the future so many times.
It makes you wonder.
But it's good. Also, the funny thing is, Bart and Lisa, the actresses that played them, they actually tried out for each other's part.
Oh,
and
I didn't know
talked about it inside the actor that each one of them initially auditioned for the other part. So, yeah.
And Shocker, the person who voiced Bart, and like Nelson Munson and all that is a female.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if you find her, she'll be quick to show you that she can do the voice.
Very charismatic.
She loves showing it off.
True.
Mm-hmm. Also, R.I.P. to several of the cast members. Miss Krabappel.
Yeah, Miss Krabappel.
Passed away. With Troy McClure.
Yeah,
Phil Hartman.
Oh, man. I'm Troy McClure. You might
Phil
remember me.
Phil Hartman had a golden.
Oh, yeah. Then he was also the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was crazy, man. Terrible.
I think, if you give me time, I'll talk about the Simpsons all day.
Oh, yeah. Great. You guys even had that board game with Simpsons.
Yeah, the Simpsons Clue, where Hunter Mountain cheated somehow and won.
I did not cheat. I did not cheat.
I cheated.
Yeah, Max is the one that cheated. And still lost.
Who gets it right first time?
Yeah,
This guy, right? That's my claim to fame.
I guess you kind of cut in and out, but okay. All right, so there's our list. Did you agree? Did you not agree? Please let us know what you thought. Maybe you had a different take than us. Maybe you agree that SpongeBob's not that great of a TV of a cartoon and should be wiped off the earth. So just let us know in the comments below. I will still stand by what I said. I will say there were more Cartoon Network shows that made the list over Nickelodeon shows that made the list. So Cartoon Network won on that end. It was just to give you a wrap up, because we had a three-way tie. At number 8 was Boondocks, Scooby-Doo, and Courage the Cowardly Dog, coming in with 15 points. With 17 points was Avatar: The Last Airbender, coming in at 7. Coming in at 6 was Ed, Edd and Eddy, coming in with 18 points. Coming in with 19 points was Dexter's Laboratory, coming in at 5th. At 4th place was SpongeBob SquarePants, coming in with 29 points. Coming in with 39 points is Batman the Animated Series, coming at 3rd. Coming in at 2 in 2nd place is Looney Tunes with 46 points, and with 48 points, The Simpsons coming at number 1. That was fun. All right, so thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, notifications, all that fun stuff. Message us. Let us know what you think. Give us your comments. Please review. Let us know, is there something you would like to do? Like, would you like to see us maybe review an episode of one of those shows? Like we said, some of us get lost in the conversation. Like Big Josh and I could go on more and more about Avatar: The Last Airbender and really show.
Hey, call me after this. Call me.
Or maybe we should have you guys watch it for the first time and get some commentary, because you need to really understand how good of a show this was. Like,
for real,
that'd be fun.
It's gosh, let your kids watch it too. Like, it's on Paramount Plus, so it's on Netflix. Please let them watch it.
I'll do that. You watch SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how about that?
Fine. It's that good of a show. It's that good a show. I'd even do it. I am Legacy. You can follow me at Wisdom_Legacy.
And my name's Max. Please follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And like you said, follow and subscribe us on YouTube.
I am Bobby D3. If you want, I have written a book for the top 50 cartoon shows of all time. If you want to give that a read, put the link below.
All right, and I'm Ian Catan, also aka known as IanInLesbian on my YouTube channel. I make AMVs, I make covers, I do a lot of video games, stuff like that. Feel free to check me out, and thank you. Come again.
Nice.
Come again.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm Vitamin J, and you give it that vitamin.
Let's stay again.
I was just trying to see if I could sneak that. I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow. You went there.
That's
You
new.
with a capital D.
That's new.
Again.
All right. Moving on. It's
I
the
wanted
boy,
to see
Big
how long
Josh.
after I said that someone was laugh. I had to mute myself. I was cracking up, and I was like, oh, I had to say it. Anyway, Vitamin J, you can find me on Twitch, Vitamin J, or Twitter, Vitamin J91.
I'm Hunter/Melon, and do yourself a favor and get off social media.
It's your boy, Big Joshy55. Like and subscribe to the stream. Core discussions 24/7, all week long.
Sure. Yep. All right. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, let the discussions begin. And Ian, play us out with some local Simpsons. Bubble Bowl works too.